The morning began like any other, but something felt misaligned from the moment I opened my eyes. It wasn't loud or obvious, just a quiet disturbance in the air, like the universe had shifted half an inch while I slept. The twins sensed it too. Mia was silent through breakfast, her usual chatter replaced by a strange stillness. Oliver clung to my sleeve the entire morning, as though letting go would somehow make the world tilt off its axis. They kept exchanging looks, tiny, almost imperceptible glances I couldn't interpret. They've always had that silent language between them, but today it felt heavier. Intentional. As if they knew something I didn't. By the time I walked into the office, I was already irritated at myself for letting my home life bleed into my workday. The Carter Group didn't run on feelings. It ran on order, precision, and control, all the things I'd spent years mastering. But today, even the fluorescent lights felt too bright, the hum of the building too loud. Nothing fit. During lunch, my assistant knocked and handed me a file with a seriousness that usually belonged to mergers. "Here is a new meeting request," she said. "It's from Lily Designs. They want to collaborate on our largest project this year." The name froze me. I didn't know why. Lily Designs. It was familiar, irritatingly familiar, but I couldn't place it. "That's fine," I said casually, pretending the name didn't hit me like a flicker of déjà vu. Hours later, sitting alone in my penthouse, I opened the file again. The work inside was extraordinary, clean lines, bold concepts, an unmistakable signature style. Whoever this Lily was, she understood design at a level most only pretend to. But it was her profile that held me. A short biography. A simple photograph. A brief outline of her career. None of it should have meant anything to me. And yet, something in me tightened. I kept rereading her name as if the letters would suddenly explain themselves. They didn't. But the feeling was there, something tugging. Something familiar without context. I told myself I was being ridiculous. The twins were acting strange. I was exhausted. My brain was making patterns where none existed. But the longer I stared at the city from my balcony, the traffic lights stretching like red veins, the skyline glowing through the fog, the more convinced I became that this wasn't a typical day. This wasn't a typical meeting. It felt like a doorway. A shift I wasn't prepared for. I picked up my phone, typed half a message, deleted it, set the phone down, picked it up again. I didn't know what I was trying to reach for. But I knew, with a certainty I couldn't justify, that this name, this company, this meeting, was going to pull something buried straight into the light. And I wasn't ready. But it didn't matter. It was already happening.
Rain had been falling since noon, turning the city into a blurred watercolor. I worked late in my studio, the soft glow of the lamps casting long shadows over sketches and models spread across my table. The chaos of it comforted me. The pencil marks smudged on my fingers, the tangled measuring tapes, the half-finished prototypes waiting for my attention. This studio was my sanctuary. My proof that I had built something on my own, from the ground up. Every mistake, every triumph, every sleepless night was woven into these walls. And yet tonight, something felt unsettled inside me, like the rain was trying to wash away thoughts I had avoided for years. My phone buzzed. A message from my assistant. Invitation received from Carter Group. They specifically want you at their gala. This could be huge. Carter Group. The name brushed against a faint memory, more sensation than certainty. It wasn't business recognition. It was deeper, somewhere buried, somewhere I didn't want to look. I opened the invitation. The gold lettering gleamed against the white card. Elegant. Perfect. Too perfect. My eyes drifted down the list of key attendees. Then I saw it. One name. A name so simple, so common. Yet it sent a quiet, sharp jolt through me. My chest tightened. My breath caught for a fraction of a second. It didn't make sense. I didn't know the person. And yet my heart reacted before my mind could. I set the invitation down, tried to distract myself, made tea, rearranged my color palettes, even reorganized shelves I hadn't touched in months. But the moment I paused, my gaze drifted right back to the card. Something was pulling me toward that gala. A strange heaviness settled inside me, the kind that comes when life is about to turn a corner. The kind you can sense even before anything happens. I sat by the window, watching raindrops slide down the glass, thinking about how hard I had worked to build a life that made sense. A life I controlled. But some things, no matter how tightly you hold your world together, find a way of returning. Not physically but in feeling, in memory. In the quiet tension in your chest that whispers. Something is coming. I didn't know why that name mattered. I didn't know why my heart beat faster when I read it. All I knew was that this invitation wasn't ordinary. And part of me, the part I usually silence, knew that attending the gala might change my life. I didn't know how. I didn't know why. But I knew this, I was going.